All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're not just talking about buying some properties. We're talking about building a machine, a powerful system that works for you day in and day out. We're going to build your personal real estate wealth engine.
But before we even get into the nuts and bolts, let's get our heads straight about the mission. The real goal here isn't just a bigger bank account. It's about living life completely on your terms. This isn't about hoarding cash. It's about engineering a life of freedom.
And that's exactly why we need to reframe this whole thing. Let's stop thinking about buying houses and start thinking about building a wealth engine, a machine that just hums along, generating passive income, giving you the freedom to live that life you want. And right here, right now, we're basically handing you the blueprint.
Every great machine has a purpose, right? It's built to do something. So let's start with Section 1, the blueprint for your lifestyle. This is the why behind it all, the thing that's going to power every single decision you make from here on out. So what's the finish line? Let's get really specific. Financial freedom isn't some fuzzy dream of being rich. It's actually a very precise target. It's the point where your passive income, the money your engine makes, covers all your expenses. You no longer have to trade your time for money. You are finally in the driver's seat. But look, that journey doesn't just happen overnight. It's a series of really deliberate steps. I love how author Justin Donald breaks it down into these 3 super manageable stages. First up, you just build enough passive income to cover your bare minimums, your survival number. Then you aim for enough to maintain your current lifestyle, but without the 9 to 5. And finally, the grand finale, building enough to live the life you've always truly dreamed about. See, it makes this huge, impossible-sounding goal feel totally achievable.
So, how do we fuel this engine? Well, in the world of real estate, the highest octane fuel comes from the deals that nobody else can even see. So, welcome to Section 2, Finding Invisible Deals.
So, where do you find these so-called invisible properties? You gotta hunt for them. You can send direct mail to absentee owners. Those are people who own a property but don't actually live there. You can literally just drive around looking for rundown houses. That's a strategy called driving for dollars. Or you can build real, solid relationships with real estate agents and get access to their private pocket listings. But honestly, the most important thing? Network. Talk to people. You're not really looking for houses. You're looking for people with problems that you can solve. Okay, so we found the fuel. Now we need the ignition system. How do you actually start this engine? Often with way, way less cash than you think. This is Section 3, Funding with Creativity. Just think about it. There are 2 paths to funding a deal. You've got the traditional path, which means going to a bank. That usually means a huge 20 or 30% down payment and jumping through all their hoops. But then there's the creative path. With something called seller financing, you negotiate directly with the owner. The down payment, the interest rate, the terms, it's all on the table. This is where you have to stop thinking, I can't afford it, and start asking, okay, how can I make this work? And seller financing? That's just one tool in this incredible creative funding toolbox. You could partner with someone who has the cash or the credit. You could use an FHA loan to buy a small multifamily place with as little as 3.5% down, as long as you live in one of the units. You could even tap into a home equity line of credit on your own house, or use short-term hard money loans for a quick flip. The point is, a lack of cash is just a hurdle. It is not a brick wall. Now, once you've built this amazing engine, you absolutely have to protect it. You have to make sure it runs efficiently for the long haul. And that brings us to Section 4, Protecting Your Engine. The number 1 tool for protection, hands down, is the limited liability company, or LLC. As corporate attorney Garrett Sutton always says, this legal structure builds a firewall between your business life and your personal life. So if, say, a tenant sues the business, your personal assets, your house, your car, your savings, they're safe. This is not a do-it-yourself kind of step. This is where having a good legal team becomes a crucial part of your engine's maintenance crew. All right, now for a major efficiency upgrade. Tax expert Tom Wheelwright has this quote that is just a total game changer. He says, "We are all partners with our government. We choose to be silent or active partners." I mean, what a mindset shift. Stop thinking of the tax code as this big, scary burden. Start thinking of it as a set of incentives that your business partner, the government, created to encourage you to do certain things. So what does that look like in the real world? Well, the government wants you to provide housing, so they give you this incredible tax break called depreciation.
So let's say you invest $200,000 to buy a building. Through a smart strategy, you might get a tax deduction in the very first year that saves you over $125,000 in taxes. Think about that. Your partner, the government, is effectively co-investing right alongside you, handing you back more than half of your initial investment. It's incredible.
Okay, this is it. This is the moment we've been building towards. The engine is protected, it's fueled up, it's running smoothly. So let's talk about the output. This is Section 5, generating passive income.
One of the most powerful strategies out there for creating this almost infinite wealth cycle is the BRRRR method. It's a simple 5-step loop. You buy a property that needs some work. You rehab it, forcing its value way up. You rent it out for that sweet monthly cash flow. Then you go to a bank and refinance, pulling your original investment right back out because the property is now worth so much more. And here's the magic step. You repeat the whole process with the exact same money. You are literally infinitely cycling your capital.
And this is the magic of real estate. A single rental property is like a 4-cylinder engine, generating wealth in 4 different ways all at the same time. You've got your monthly cash flow from the rent. You've got appreciation as the property's value goes up over time. You've got loan paydown because your tenant is paying your mortgage for you. And of course, you've got those massive tax benefits, like the depreciation we just talked about.
Just let that sink in for a second. One single asset, 4 different streams of wealth, all happening simultaneously. That isn't just investing. That is the true power of a well-built wealth engine firing on all cylinders. So, there you have it. We've given you the blueprint, the fuel source, the ignition system, and the maintenance plan. All the components are right here on the table. Your wealth engine is just waiting to be built. The only question left is, what's your first step?